Can I be president if I wasn't born in this country? I don't know. We have to change some rules, I think. Good evening, everyone. Ambassador Holliday, thank you so much for your kind words and your partnership. It has been an honor to serve on the board of Meridian and support its mission. That work actually brings a lot of us here together today, which is connecting the world through arts and culture. Taryn Lobel, members of the board, and everyone at AAM, Charlie Rifkin, and all the dinner co-chairs, so many distinguished guests, those of you in government and the diplomatic corps, thank you all so much for this honor. What a pleasure it is to be recognized alongside an extraordinary storyteller from Turkey that Netflix was very proud to bring to the world. Congratulations, Birkin, and everyone from Ethos. It's also wonderful to be here with somebody who doesn't get a chance to come with me to these events, my husband, Doug, so thank you. I want to accept this really on behalf of everyone at Netflix who brings local, authentic stories to the world, especially our incredible local country teams in 26 countries. And this award is really a tribute to them and really to the truth that guides our work. This is very personal to me. So my family is Indian. My parents were born and raised in East Africa. They immigrated to London, where I was born. Then we lived in Zambia. And like many other immigrants, we crossed the ocean in search of the American dream, arriving in a strange land called Los Angeles. Good weather, but strange land. I was 9 years old, a third grader, a little brown Indian girl with a British accent. Those two things made me very different. And when you're a kid, you just want to fit in. I couldn't change the way I looked, so I decided to change the way I talked. And I watched a lot of American television. The Love Boat, I Dream of Jeannie, Gomer Pyle, the American classics. In a few months, my British accent was gone. I could speak American. I wish somebody would have told me British would have sounded much better in my older age. They didn't. But watching those shows, I noticed something. No one looked like me. I wasn't represented. Nobody was telling my story. I grew up in Palos Verdes and worked as a cashier on the weekends in my parents' car wash. And standing at that cash register, I dreamed of someday working in entertainment. But looking at the industry, I didn't see any leaders who looked like me. Yet, I was determined to make good on that American dream. Over time, I realized that my heritage was not a weakness, and it was actually a superpower that I should embrace. It allowed me to see scripts and stories from a different perspective, and that's what we're doing today at Netflix. Yes, my title is head of global TV, and people often ask me, how do you know when you have a global hit like Squid Game? How do you make a global show? The truth is, we don't make global shows. We didn't know the Squid Game would be the most watched TV series in the world, not just for us, for anybody, like the biggest series in the world, and there's no way that anyone could have predicted that. What we look for are locally authentic stories that local audiences love, just like Squid Game resonated deeply in Korea. And it's that authenticity that travels globally and allows shows to find a global audience, like Ethos, like Lupin, like La Casa de Papel. So that's the secret. You can't aim to make a global hit. It's not something you can manufacture. It has to be local. It has to be authentic. And it shows that great storytelling can come from anywhere and be loved everywhere. In this way, I believe that Netflix is transforming the way that stories are told. Hollywood, it's said, is a dream factory. But now, for the first time in history, we're also finding and exporting local stories to the world. Stories told by the people who live them in their own voice, stories that represent the world as it really is, stories that help us listen to each other, see each other, and understand each other. Because we believe there are dream factories in Istanbul, in Sao Paulo, in Johannesburg, in Mumbai, in Bangkok, and everywhere where someone has a great story to tell. When we tell local stories, it also does something else. It supports local jobs and local industries and increases tourism and development. And that's a win for all of our countries. Again, thank you to the AAM for this honor and for celebrating this work. I know it's making a difference because today, people all over the world, especially young people, even a little brown Indian girl in Los Angeles, can look at the screen and see the most inspiring story of all. They see themselves. Thank you so much for this wonderful honor.